Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shilpi Bhadani. I am a plastic and aesthetic surgeon at SB Aesthetics, Gurugram, India. In this video, I have a very special person with me. It's my dear patient, Sarah, who's undergone a series of, body contouring procedures with me. It's been a long journey for us. It's almost been, what I think, like 9 months. 9 months together, we've lived this journey, and she thankfully agreed to share her journey of willpower, determination, of the change that she made a choice to do. And I would like you to hear from Sarah what the point of this discussion is, that what it actually takes to make a change that you want for yourself. So it's not only about the surgeries, but also about the entire journey. So please welcome Sarah to this video, and tell us, Sarah, I mean, not about the surgeries per se, but I mean, what it was like for you to start the change, what prompted you to make the change?
Yeah, so I've always been a larger child growing up, and it was just part of maybe my identity. And one day I saw a photo that was taken of myself, at a family function, and I frankly didn't recognize myself in the photo. I looked uncomfortable, and I remember that day it was an outside event, and it was, hot, and I was sweaty, and I was more than 100 pounds larger than I was. And I decided I needed to make a change. Making a change was not easy. I started and stopped countless times, more fingers than I have, right? And over time, it really was just a series of small changes over and over, small decisions every day that added up to large numbers over time. So waking up and making, diet changes and exercise and more water. And then if I failed one day, then getting up the next day and starting over and trying again. So it really was just, like you said, a bit of willpower over time. And it got easier as I saw changes being made, and 5 pounds coming off and 10 pounds. I started to notice my clothes fitting differently, and, maybe my face thinning. Yeah. And that really helped. So once I started to see the small changes, it added up quickly and it became easier. So
what do you think? Was it the diet mainly, or was it exercise?
I think it's the diet. It's 100% the diet. Okay. I don't think that you can out-exercise a bad diet, unfortunately.
Right, true, absolutely true. I mean, that is the point that we want to drive across, that, whenever people are undertaking these body contouring surgeries, then what happens, they think that, once we do this, it's the end. I always tell them that this is the beginning, actually, and then you have to continue for long. So, then, once you lost all that weight, what next? What did you think that, why were these surgeries necessary?
It was, I think I lived about 35 years in a body that I was not comfortable with, that I didn't recognize. And so when I had lost the weight, I obviously had sagging skin and, my arms and stomach and my thighs. And I wasn't comfortable and happy when I looked in the mirror. And I had spent so much time unhappy. I decided, I know it's not necessary for everyone in their journey, but for me and mine, it was a change that I wanted to make, to be comfortable in my body and like myself when I looked in the mirror.
Right. So nobody else prompted you, or, I mean, it was surely your own self that...
Oh, absolutely. I've always had a supportive partner who, loved and respected me irregardless of my size or my skin. It really was my own, comfort in myself and looking in the mirror, my own internal happiness.
Right. So, again, when I think we met in March early this year, and so, when you undertook the first step, how difficult was it for you to take the second and the third and fourth? So, I mean, we've, I think, undertaken 4 procedures together. Yes. And multiple surgeries in one procedure. So, barring the first, I mean, how difficult was it? Of course, we know that first step you took, but after that, driving yourself to do the second, was it easy or was it more difficult?
It was much easier. I think the first one was harder because even though, the hospital and, the staff are very welcoming, and it felt like the right decision. There was still unknown, you don't know what to expect and what your recovery is going to be like and how your body is going to feel. And I think after the first one, it just became easier, so following through on the subsequent procedures was a no-brainer at that point.
Yeah, so step by step. And I think, we've both been very patient throughout the procedure. And I think what people need to understand is that your body has to be ready for the second one.
Yes.
And that we mutually decided. So when did you feel ready for your second, and after the second, the third? What would you think that, barring, of course, the parameters and everything, they are just numbers, like, of course, they need to fit in. But what made you mentally ready for the second one?
Obviously, following your guidance was helpful, but I needed my body to feel strong, to the point that I was active again and could start walking around our community with the dog. And, I didn't have any, soreness or uncomfortableness, or obviously there's swelling sometimes that occurs after procedures. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that all of that went away, and that, I felt comfortable, just in my
strong
new skin.
Enough to,
yes, before undertaking the next.
Were the interval, the times that in between, were they stressful?
They definitely were, right? I mean, going in, we knew it would be a journey and that it would take time. Right. But there definitely were points where maybe my brain had hoped it would go faster, you know? Yeah. But just having faith in the process that everything would work out in the end, which it did, and I'm obviously very happy. But it's a long journey, and there's always going to be doubts or questions along the way. So you just have to have faith in the process.
So, what would you make the larger message, what is your larger message to people who are looking for changing, not only through surgery, not through surgery actually, but, just to make that change? What do you think is the most important message that people should know, whether it is through exercise or through diet or, through surgery? What do you think is the right message to give out there?
Yeah, just make small steps every day. You have to be the one yourself to decide that you want to change. No one else can do it for you. It has to come from within. So just make a series of small changes day after day, and just be consistent with those. And over time, they'll add up to big results.
So I think it's such a hearty discussion, and I always, enjoy looking at the change that we've been able to make together. And I think it's a teamwork, Surgery is not only the surgeon, not only the patient, it's the entire team, the support team. And I think I can say this with you, that at SB Aesthetics, I think perhaps we've taken that step, to make the journey more comfortable for people who come to us. Of course, everybody is different, the requirements are different, but I hope that, you will, you are a very, very positive inspiration for everyone out there. And thank you so much for trusting in me, and trusting in the skill set, and, trusting me as a doctor. I think it's been such a pleasure being your doctor. And I wish you really all the best for the future. And thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Do stay tuned and subscribe to the channel for more, positive inspiration, not only information about plastic surgery, but we just want to send out a positive message that usually people look at plastic surgery as a taboo. It is not so. It is more about positive body image, about being comfortable in your own skin, about being more confident about yourself, and not for somebody else, but it is really for yourself that you're making that change. Thank you so much for watching.